Welcome to the Fearlessly Fertile Podcast, episode 308, Fertility Success Principle number 12, Peace over Principle. Hey, my loves, I'm so excited to be back with you again this week as we embark on another, I like to think of super powerful, kind of pithy, maybe piss you off episodes. Because that's what we're doing. We have to shake off the cobwebs, ladies, if we want to create a new result on our fertility journey. And I love approaching these topics in a really fun way, but at the same time with respect and seriousness, because look, this journey can be cray. So when you're really serious about success, you've got to have the nuance that you can approach difficult topics with a sense of humor, maybe a little bit of reverence and a whole lot of disruption and all that good stuff, with a whole bunch of scoops of love mixed in. And when we're breaking down this 12th success principle that I'm sharing with you, it's one that people can get twisted. So what we're talking about here is the concept of peace over principle. And I think this is really important because when we're on this journey, it can seem like we're fighting endless fights involving principle, right? You may have a clinic telling you you're too old, you're overweight, you failed too many times, you're too young, you're not, you don't have enough fat on you. I mean, it's crazy. Like there's all these different criteria. I remember when I first started my fertility journey, my doctor told me to put on 10 pounds, right? So it's like, we kind of go to these extremes where we never quite feel like we're enough. And it feels like the measures are all over the place. We can't seem to find our sense of equilibrium. So when we're breaking down these fertility success principles, they are a real way to start guiding ourselves to that unique place of our own individual success on this journey. They're universal lessons that have individual applicability. So in the subject of peace over principle, a lot of times, as I was starting to say, people will get this idea twisted that I'm suggesting to you that you have to settle. I don't think you have to settle on any of your principles, really. It is simply a matter of priority. What are the principles that you want to prioritize? Because you could get into a fight every single time you go to a fertility clinic if you wanted to, right? You tell the doctor you don't want to hear the statistics. You tell the nurse, whatever. Like it can feel like this endless battle. So what this lesson is really about is encouraging you that in certain circumstances, you will choose your peace over principle, right? Because if we get so stuck in our principles that we become inflexible, like obsessed in a way that doesn't serve us, or we get so myopic on the principle that we lose touch with the very basic concept of peace, then we can find ourselves in a really bad place really quickly. As in a lot of things in life, you're going to pick your spots, you're going to pick your battles. But I get that when we're living this journey and it feels like we have so little control over things, that the things that you can control, you start to get a little bajiggity with, okay? So I want to appeal to the part of you, the highest part of you, that knows how this story ends. Because I really, 100%, my ladies will back me up on this, I 100% come from the perspective that you do know how this story ends. If you don't quit on yourself, you will get to the end of your journey with a baby on your hip and a smile on your face. You get to do both, right? But part of getting to that place is learning to choose your peace over principle. Now, you're going to find that there are going to be some battles that are worth fighting, where you will fight tooth and nail on principle. But you have to ask yourself, and maybe it's not a but, maybe it's more of an and you have to ask yourself, does this principle bring me peace? Or asked another way, you can say, what do I really desire right now? Do I desire peace, or am I ready to take up arms in this battle over principle? What's important to me right now? My peace or this principle? Now, it's not always going to be 100% clear in every situation, and you may decide that your peace is the priority right now, so you're not going to get all upset about much. The nurse can say something snide, the doctor can read you the statistics for the 787th time. Like, your friend could be dismissive, your family may not understand you, but you're able to cast all of that aside for the sake of your peace. Now, at different times, you may find yourself in a situation where you're like, I am ready to go to battle. Okay, great. Rock on with your bad self. The point of all of this is that you are going to position yourself for the greatest amount of success when you can distinguish when your peace is important and when principle is important. I know there are going to be times when those two things kind of cross and you're not really sure, but based on your own personal history, based on what you're going through, and based on the simple act of asking yourself, what do I want right now? Peace or principle? It's going to position you to make the best possible choice for yourself. Now, will you look back on this and say, I really wish I chose principle over peace? Okay, chances are you're going to have another opportunity to be able to use that, okay, and make a better choice in the future. But here's the deal. All of our experiences are happening for us and help us make great choices down the road. So I really want you to pay attention this week. And my intention was to make this really quick so that you can go out and start practicing this. But number one, get clear on what brings you peace. Like, just take 5 minutes and make a list of 25 things. What brings me peace? Okay? Because it's hard to choose peace when you don't know what that is, or you have some negative associations about that, right? Because if you have an association that you choosing your peace means giving up, you're settling, you're waving the white flag, and maybe you're not that serious about getting pregnant, those are all stories. That's all garbage. So number one, make a list of 25 things that bring you peace. And just make note off to the side, are any of those things, do you have any negative associations with that? Like, maybe taking a nap brings you peace, but you equate taking a nap with lazy. Okay. So the point of that is just to understand if you have some negative connotations around that, just so you can navigate it and you can catch yourself. Oh, what's really important to me is resting. I want to take a nap. But the reason why you'll talk yourself out of that is because you have a negative association saying it's lazy. Okay. So all of this is to say, get really clear on what brings you peace. The other thing I would really encourage you to do, because look, I know 1,000,005 things are coming at us all at the same time on this journey. It's really easy to get overwhelmed, but maybe make a list of, let's say, 5 things. 5 is kind of arbitrary, but it's a lot more manageable. I'd rather have a big old bag of things that bring me peace than a big old bag of principles, because it's not possible to really dig in as deeply as you want to with 25 principles. I'd rather have 5 primary guiding principles and then maybe another handful of sub principles. But oh my gosh, now I sound like a lawyer again. Don't get this overcomplicated, okay? Make a list of 25 things that bring you peace so that you can reach into that bag when you need to. Your principles, you want those to be more precise and concise so that when it's ready to, when you're ready for battle or when you're ready to really dig in, that you know what those are. 5, okay? My guess is you have more than 5, but for the sake of our purposes here, for you getting really conversant in what your principles are and what's worth fighting for you, make this simple, but give yourself a lot of things that help bring you peace so that Who doesn't want to live this journey with more peace? That's why you want to have more of those. The principles are easy. We're willing to stand for our principles a lot on this journey, and we want to up your peace quotient. Okay, we want to bring down the fight and bring up the peace. Okay, so list what brings you peace. List any negative connotations you have with those things that bring you peace so that you can catch it when you try to talk yourself out of it. And then get to know 5 principles that you're willing to really, like, this is the battle where you will die on the hill, okay? And because it also helps you get out of overwhelm. And this is really important because when you're in overwhelm, it's hard to feel peace. And ultimately, you've heard me say on this podcast before, like 5,000 years ago, that you really want to make peace your priority. It's just a power move. That's like a real boss move for us on this journey, is to make peace the priority. But I'm making this the 12th success principle because I don't want you to go off thinking that it's all about peace, because there are going to be battles that we are willing to fight on the basis of principle. But you want to be discerning, hence the list of 5. Okay, because ultimately, when you know what your principles are, you'll immediately recognize it. You position yourself to make better choices, and better choices bring you peace. You see how this is all connected? And I think that the other thing that unites all of this is you will go back, if you're smart, and I know you are, go back and listen to your favorite 5 miracle mamas and look for this in their interview. Every single one of the miracle mamas chose peace over principle at one point on her journey. And it tends to be a pivot point. It tends to be one of the places where things on her journey start to get smooth, start to get more clear. There's less conflict in her relationship. There's less personal, internal conflict. There's less conflict with friends and family and work, because these miracle mamas, one of the critical skills that they are getting from my programs is that level of discernment and really building their peace, their calm, their confidence, so that they can make excellent choices, choices that they love, choices that they are so proud of, and choices that bring them peace. This is also how women start to feel like themselves again. Less chaos, more peace. And that comes with the fearlessness that is unleashed through this work that we do. So, mamas, take what I have shared here with you and play with this week. Success is there for you. Success is all around. You were meant to be a success. Part of that success is you being a mom. And some of that is going to be rooted in you choosing peace over principle. And if you want my help getting there, go to my website, www.frommaybe2baby.com, and apply for an interview. My courses, my programs, my retreats, my events have helped women all over the world finally get and stay pregnant. We have the receipts that show that mindset, that is so often the missing link. It's time, mama. It's time. If you want to create a different result in 2025, go to my website, www.frommaybe2baby.com, and apply for an interview there. My methodologies help women around the world make their mom dreams come true, and their results speak for themselves. And if you don't have a mindset for success in this journey, baby, what the hell are you doing? You are your best insurance for success as you live this journey. This 6 inches here, what's going on here, these are the most important 6 inches in creating your success. This is prime real estate. What you think and believe is playing out on your journey today. And if you don't like the results that you're getting, it's time to think in an entirely different way, and it's time to be fearlessly fertile. Till next time, change your mindset, change your results.
Love this episode of the Fearlessly Fertile podcast? Subscribe now and leave an awesome review. Remember, the desire in your heart to be a mom is there because it was meant for you. When it comes to your dreams, keep saying hell yes.